Pittsburgh Steelers football is back starting tomorrow, where the players will be at training camp and training camp gets underway, where players are on the field going through drills, the coaches out on the field coaching up the players, and we get to see the players in uniform. Today, however, is a day where the players and coaches report to the facility to start getting acclimated with things. So, what better day than today to talk about training camp, talk about the biggest battles up and coming for this team, talk about some position players, position battles going on, and just training camp in general. But first, before I get more into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for all coverage throughout training camp, with highlights and analysis of every practice. So, like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Now let's get right back into the video. So, training camp starts tomorrow, where the players are on the field and the players begin their off-season battles. Battles to become a top guy and to make this roster. So, what better way to start than the most exciting battle going into this? Obviously, Russell Wilson, he has the upper hand. Russell Wilson is basically his job to lose, but it's going to be exciting to see Russell Wilson and Justin Fields go out and battle for the quarterback spot. See if there's real competition there. See if Justin Fields can overtake Russell Wilson at the quarterback spot to become the quarterback number one. Or will Russell Wilson just hold on to his reign and be quarterback one to start the season? And that's going to be the more exciting battle because it's two new quarterbacks being in the system. The last few seasons, we've seen bad quarterback play. We've seen inaccuracy. We've seen players and quarterbacks run around the pocket when they could have just stayed there. And it's going to be exciting to see now a quarterback like Russell Wilson in the building, who's been there, who's done that, who's a veteran in this league. He has high IQ. And then there's another quarterback like Justin Fields, who is really dynamic at using his legs and being able to move and just being athletic, being able to do anything at the quarterback spot because of his athletic ability. It might be more fun to watch Justin Fields actually at training camp, but at the end of the day, it's who will help this team win more, so the Steelers coaches will end up figuring that out. So that, I believe, is the biggest thing to watch. It's just watching these two quarterbacks. Not necessarily just battling out for the top spot, but just seeing these two quarterbacks in this new system and seeing how they are as Pittsburgh Steelers for the first time. Also, moving over to the next topic, the biggest thing that was talked about this offseason was the Steelers adding another wide receiver. Adding another wide receiver, training for Brandon Aiyuk, training for whoever was on the open market in terms of on the trade block, and like Courtland Sutton or just whoever else name popped up. So the biggest thing will be who will earn that number 2 wide receiver spot. Will it be Calvin Austin? Will it be Van Jefferson? Will it be Quez Watkins or whoever else is battling that Roman Wilson? Who will emerge as the number 2 wide receiver for this Pittsburgh Steelers group now that a trade or signing did not happen? So will these number 2 receivers prove the people wrong who wanted a trade to happen and wanted the Steelers to go get a wide receiver? We'll have to wait and see on that, but it's going to be interesting to see who wins the number 2 starting wide receiver job. Another thing with the offense, before I move over to the defense, is the offensive line. Will Dan Moore Jr. be the starting left tackle or starting right tackle? Or will Troy Fautanu and Broderick Jones be the starters? We know Broderick Jones is going to start. So will Troy Fautanu, Steelers' number 1 round rookie, be the starter or win the position battle against Dan Moore Jr.? That's going to be interesting to watch, and it's going to be interesting to watch which side he plays. He'll more than likely play right tackle, so will Dan Moore Jr. have to be fighting out for right tackle or left tackle? Will Dan Moore Jr. make the adjustment to play right tackle, even though all the reports during OTAs and minicamp says that he does not feel comfortable at that position? We're going to have to wait and see on the offensive line position battle, but that's going to be interesting to see because of the first round draft pick the Steelers did spend on Troy Fautanu. Also, the center position, Nate Herbig is listed on the depth chart as number 1, but will Zach Frazier beat him out? We're going to have to wait and see on the position battles at the offensive line that's going on. Now, moving over to the defensive side of the ball. One of the biggest storylines here is slot cornerback because Cameron Sutton is suspended for what the first 8 games. He'll be back week 10 after the bye week. So, who will win that starting slot position? That's really the only opening I believe that's truly on the defense. And people will have to battle out for. Will Beanie Bishop Jr. win it? Will Ryan Watts, Steelers safety, who transitioned to slot cornerback, who could do it all versatility wise, will he win the slot cornerback position? Will Josiah Scott win this cornerback position? We'll have to wait and see. Will someone else who usually plays outside switch to inside? We'll have to just wait and see on the slot cornerback position. But that's going to be a big storyline here as we move into camp. And is Corey Trice really healthy? Corey Trice obviously tore his ACL last training camp. The first practice or second practice, I believe. I think it was the first. So him being back fully 1 year ago, tearing it, is he fully healthy? And can he be the player that we all expected him to be, and we all thought he could be next to Joey Porter Jr. last season, but didn't because of his injury? Can he be that player? Can he get back to being healthy? We have to wait and see on the cornerback spot, but that's the storylines going on for the cornerbacks. To be honest, I was going through 5 things, but I don't know if I'm at number 4, number 5, so let me just name one more. You look at the inside linebacker group, and that's a big thing as well. Why is that a big thing? It's not from a competition standpoint in terms of earning that spot, but obviously bringing in Patrick Queen to this roster, it adds another dynamic to this roster, to this depth chart, to the inside linebacker group, to this defense as a whole, because of his athletic ability to play sideline to sideline, play coverage, play the run, and just do it all. And it adds another kind of exciting element to this defense just to look out for, just to look to see being in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. And then also having Landon Roberts next to him. I made a video earlier this offseason talking about that Ryan Shazier, Vince Williams kind of duo that we might see in Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts because they complement each other so well. Obviously, they haven't took any reps together in terms of actually on the field, but in terms of on paper, they complement each other so well. It's going to be exciting to see. But then also throwing in Peyton Wilson into the mix, that's going to be amazing as well because he was a coverage linebacker through his college days. And then also throwing in Cole Holcomb there. Is he going to be healthy? Is he going to start training camp on the PUP list? Is he going to be out for the first few games of the season? Who knows? Or will he start training camp fully healthy, a full go, or a limited participant? We're going to have to wait and see with him, Cole Holcomb, but it adds another dynamic to this defense because of how great it is to finally have inside linebackers who could be really good and can really help this team instead of being a liability in which they have been for the last however many years since Ryan Shazier's injury. So you look at the inside linebacker group, and that's a big component to this defense that's going to be exciting to watch. And that's the 5th thing to watch out for the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp as we get underway tomorrow actually on the football field. It's going to be interesting to see tomorrow if it's actually a full go practice with pads on, or are they just going to kind of ease the Steelers players into it with the drills and kind of that sort of nature, because it will be the first practice on the football field. So will it just be a 7-on-7? Will it be 11-on-11? Will it just be a full go? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but just exciting to have football back. Anyway, that's the end of this video, but I wanted to make this video just to cover some interesting storylines as training camp does start tomorrow, from the quarterback just competition or just quarterback just in general, seeing new quarterback play. Also wide receiver competition for number 2 spot, seeing the offensive line battles for the starting right tackle and center spots, seeing the slot cornerback position, seeing the inside linebacker group play, and seeing some new players and new combinations there. So those are the storylines. Those are the biggest things I believe to watch out for. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below and tell me what you're excited for as we head into training camp and your thoughts on all the topics of this video. Also, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm covering everything training camp, from all highlights, all analysis, everything. Just like I covered all of this off season in terms of all the news that was taking place, all the new players. I made every introduction to every new player that we got, and it's on the channel. So if you want to go check it out before training camp starts to be introduced to all these new players, go ahead. and I'll continue doing that, continue covering everything. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and also like this video. And until next time, until tomorrow, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.